Hello and welcome to Jonesing for Wins. I'm Craig Havens. With me today is Jonathan Almanzar, and we've got our special guest, Jack Boyle. Jack is a Detroit Lions fan. We don't find many of them, but we did find one. We brought him here to talk about the game that's coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up, a little bit about Jack's history on how he became a Lions fan and what he expects from the game. We'll do our normal scores and we'll find out some power rankings between us and who we think is losing power. Jack, I'm going to start out with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you became a Detroit Lions fan?
Yeah, so I was born in Lansing, Michigan, and not shortly after, about a year, we moved around. My dad is a Browns fan, so we had moved back to Ohio to his hometown for a little while, and we've bounced around. And currently, I'm in Louisiana. I'm going to school up in New Hampshire. So I I never really had a team growing up. I bounced between. I was a Browns fan for a little while because of my dad. I actually kind of like the Packers for a little while there. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is fun to watch. So then I kind of realized I need to settle back to my roots and start rooting for my hometown team. So
All right.
So you go to a Catholic university, is that right?
yeah, it's called Magdalen College of Liberal Arts in Warner, New Hampshire. I'm a sophomore there right now. So
So you have like this guilt complex then, I'm guessing, and that's why you got like the Browns and the Lions and then now you're going to Catholic college, so you're just like, punish me.
I was really curious how you become a Browns fan too. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not too much winning in the family currently, but I think that might change in the next few years. So.
It could.
rebuilding since 1957. So the Lions, I believe, have got 4 championships before the Super Bowl started. I don't know. Maybe you can enlighten us on what happened after they combined and started the Super Bowl. Did the Lions just say, "Hey, you know what? We're going to keep playing, but we're going to opt out of the Super Bowl thing. It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to play a Super Bowl." What happened there? What's going on? Have you heard? I mean,
I'll say a whole lot of nothing happened, unfortunately, but we wanted to let everyone have, uh, almost a century of winning, and then we'll have the next century all to ourselves. So
I
wait,
gotcha.
just wait till 2057, and we'll start winning them.
That's funny. You know what's weird about the Lions though? They have like one of the best running backs of all time, Barry Sanders, who quit early. They had one of the best
wide receivers
of all time, Megatron, who quit early. And then they had an okay quarterback who quit early and won a Super Bowl somewhere else. And now they have Craig's favorite head coach. And he's probably going to quit in a year or two. So.
I actually like Dan Campbell. I think he was a good move.
I love his mentality a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have taken Dan Campbell, Jonathan?
No, I for sure. Yeah, 100%. Especially after watching that one episode of Hard Knocks that I've seen, I would for sure take him. I would want him and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good pieces right now. I love Dan Campbell, and Aaron Glenn he's a awesome coach as well. And yeah, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we just got so many good young pieces. I'm just hoping we can make the best of it in these next few years. But yeah,
like they have Deuce Staley too, right? Deuce Staley, I think is
we do.
Something.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you as far as Jared Goff goes. You made that big trade last year. Do you feel you won? Were you excited about that trade? How'd you feel then? How do you feel now? Where are we?
I was pretty depressed when that trade happened. I loved Matt Stafford, but we put him through a whole lot of losing during the majority of his prime. But so it's kind of nice to see him go and win a Super Bowl. And I was not excited about Jared Goff at all, but this season especially, he's really shown that he could play football. So last year was not too good, but up until the Patriots game, he's had a really good season. So
yeah, he's done well up there.
Did you root for Matt Stafford in the Super Bowl or against him?
I did. I definitely rooted for not just Matt Stafford, but the Rams, because in Louisiana, for some reason, since there's a lot of LSU players on the Bengals, these Saints fans think they're entitled to the Bengals when they win only, of course. But
Yeah.
so they all, it's just I'm not big on Saints fans at all. So it's just
Don't they both say that weird little who day, and
Yes.
one of them says who day, and what do the Saints say?
Who dat?
that.
Who day and who dat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. There is all kinds of weird similarities.
right. Yeah.
We should do who dem.
Who dim? Yeah.
All right, so you're happy with the trade now? And I think he's done much better than where he was last year, and certainly didn't really love him with the Rams. So, what
Do you
your
remember?
thoughts on- Go ahead.
Real quick, do you remember? I think it was when he was the rookie, Jared Goff. They said something about to the west or something, and he's like, "How do you know which way's the west?"
Oh yes.
And they're like, "Because the sun's setting in the west." And he goes, "So?" And they're like, "The sun always sets in the west." And he's like, "The sun always sets in the west." You remember that? I was like, he went to college, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they have that class in college though, unless you take it. It's an
That's
elective.
a third grade class. Yeah,
You're right.
it's a third grade class. Forget.
So curious what you think is. Have you heard anything on Swift? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing this week. As of right now, he is.
That could
So
hurt.
I'm really excited to see him back because against the Vikings, he was just wobbling and hobbling everywhere. So I'm excited to see him back, hopefully fully healthy. And of course, him and Jamal Williams, I think, are one of the best backfields in the NFL. So I'm excited to see them get back to it.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Mm.
So, give us an idea of what you anticipate in this game. What are you seeing happening?
I think it's going to be a big offensive game on both sides. Definitely majority rushing, I think. I don't think Dak is going to have a very good game back. I've never really been too big on him, and I think he might feel that the front office has lost some faith in him after seeing what Cooper Rush did until last week. I mean, he did throw
Like
3
college,
picks. But
Jonathan. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
did my brother write this script for you right now?
no, but I know how he feels about the quarterback situation.
So you're trying to get an A.
Of course.
I get it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, so good. Yeah, yeah, definitely just think it's going to be a lot of rushing. Hopefully, Jared Goff has a good game. The offense, we really suffered against the Patriots, but I think after coming off a bye, we'll be able to make some adjustments and see that offense going at the high level it was earlier in the year. So,
All right.
Can I ask him for a score prediction, or are we getting to that later on, Craig?
We can do that. We can do all kinds of things here. I've got this whole thing scripted almost, but I don't really because I haven't.
So do you have a score prediction?
I'll say maybe 35-28, Lions winning.
Ooh.
I think. I know we just got shut out by the Patriots. We did, but I do think that we'll be back on the high scoring machine. I think
Well,
we're.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think we're one of the best offenses in the NFL, and I think we're top 3 in points scored up until that Patriots game. I think we're gonna get back to it this week.
You were number 1 until that Patriots game.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the odd part is you guys, your defense has been your weak spot, and it's been crazy because your losses have all been, with the exception of that Patriots game, within 4, right? You had 4 to the Eagles. I might have even written them down someplace, but 4 to the Eagles and 3 everywhere else. I think. Am I wrong?
No, I think I mean they've all been really close games, and the defense is just, especially the penalties by the DBs are just horrendous. I think if we even had a top 15 defense, we'd be one of the best teams in the league, period. And maybe only have a loss, but
There was a big difference between last year. Last year, you guys came on in the end. I kind of hoped you guys would stay up there, but it didn't.
yeah.
So,
Through.
have you watched the Hard Knocks? Any of the Hard Knocks episodes?
No, I actually haven't. I've seen some clips and stuff on YouTube, but I haven't been able to sit down and watch it. I've been meaning to though. So
Yeah, I watched the first episode. It was really good, and then it was the Lions, so I went on to other things. But yeah, maybe on Thanksgiving, maybe that'll be my treat. Instead of watching their game, I'll watch all the Hard Knocks videos on Thanksgiving
My
Day.
guy.
Yeah.
You gonna skip all the football on Thanksgiving?
No, I'll watch the Cowboys and eat some food, but yeah.
Anybody know who
But
the
you could watch some real football. You could watch the Lions play, or you could just go watch the Cowgirls, I guess.
We'll see. We'll see.
Do you know who the Lions have? You can watch real football one-sided, but real football
Who do the Lions have? What?
on Thanksgiving. Anybody know?
Green Bay? I don't know.
It might be. I don't know.
The Commanders? I feel like it's either the Commanders or Green Bay or the Browns.
Don't we have? Who do we have?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
I take it one game at a time, Craig. I
I'm,
don't look at the whole season and project things out. I am one game at a time.
yeah,
Can't overlook anyone. Can't overlook anyone.
that is a solid point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, if you ever watch a game with me, it's one play at a time. I don't, that's the only thing in my mind is what is happening in this play right here. The past is the past. The future is the future.
So Jack's given us his score of 35-28.
Okay.
You gave us your score of 31-13.
When?
You did it in our yesterday's podcast. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. To understand, Jonathan, he has to hedge his bets. So today he will probably pick Detroit to win in a different score. So I didn't give you the. My bad. I apologize. I back away. I was wrong. I was misspoken. Although if you check yesterday's podcast, which is out right now, then you might see a score. But go ahead.
Okay. Here are a couple things. So I have the shooting stars that we're picking on this show as well. And so sometimes I have to make that try to match somewhat to the score I pick on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think about my shooting stars until a little bit later. So I'm going to go. I'm a little nervous. One thing the Lions have me nervous about is they have a full 10 days to prepare. So that has me a little bit nervous, that they've just been installing this game plan. I think they're going to come out on their first drive and do really well. After that, I don't know for sure how they're going to do. So I'm going to go with 29 to 17 Dallas. 29-17 Cowboys.
No shot. Maybe we'll see. I just can't see y'all beating us by a few scores. I can't see that happening.
I wouldn't think that the high scoring offense in the league would get shut out either, but it happened.
That's fair. That's fair.
So Jack is, as far as his score goes, you're seeing a high scoring offense against a high scoring defense, and you've got the score 35-28. With our defense playing the way it's playing. I mean, I get it, but that's a high score.
What was your score, Craig?
Oh, can I make up my new one, or do I use the same one that I always use?
I mean, you can make up a new one.
I'll give you the same one I gave yesterday.
Good.
My score is 35-10, Dallas over Detroit, and I come up with that because of. I mean, honestly, so the Lions have not given up a whole lot of sacks. They've given up 1, 2, 3, 6 sacks, 7 sacks. But Patriots had 1 sack, and you guys scored 0. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I watched a little bit of the highlights.
So
there wasn't a whole lot of pressure there. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What's that?
Did Amon-Ra St. Brown play last week? I mean, against the Patriots?
That was 2 weeks ago. I think
2 weeks ago.
He did?
He did?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. Yeah, I think he was. They had some stars missing, but yeah.
So
but I hear you, Craig. I'm with you.
Is that the reason?
Yeah.
One player's going to make the difference?
Not just 2 players, but 2 players who are in their respective positions. I'd say in the top 5. That's no small piece. It's not like we're missing Josh Reynolds.
Nothing's going to surprise me.
He played really well. I was pretty happy with that. But it's gonna be really good having our 2 biggest offensive players back.
he is named after the chief Egyptian god, like the head of all the Egyptian gods. So that's got to be worth some more than just a touchdown, right?
So that means he's going to be the best wide receiver in the NFL in these next few years. That must be what it means. There's no other possibility.
Starting in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess what I can see is I see Dak coming back, and I think that brings life to the offense. I think that helps on the defense too. We're not. I can see anything happening, but I don't see us giving up the short fields that we gave up last week, where you got 30 yards before on 35 we turned over the ball on downs on our own 35. I don't see that happening again. I don't see. Well, that's coaching, but I don't see the interceptions coming and things of that nature. So I'm kind of feeling good about the offense. The defense I continually feel good about. I think we've gotten better about the run. Swift coming back that scares me. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm saying 35-10. I think that the Cowboys shut them down, not out. I'm not calling for a shutout here. 10 points, I'm giving you 10. But that's where I'm at. So,
Do you know who the rookie linebacker that everybody talks about
Yeah.
for the what's his name?
Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez. Is he
Yeah,
still
he's been
playing
fun.
well?
He is, yeah. I'm really happy having him on the team, especially for a weak linebacker core.
Yeah. And he was
I
like
think,
a 5th or 6th round pick too, wasn't he?
yeah, he was a later round pick. So, I mean, especially getting somebody who's playing at a pretty good level that late in the draft, I'm really happy about it.
And then you got the defensive end from Michigan.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson. He played really well in the Commanders game, but we haven't really seen much from him since. So hopefully he has a big week this week.
There's another one of those millennial names, man. Remember we were talking about it? Taylor, Skyler. What's the guy for the Patriots? Zappy. What's his? Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey. So there's Bailey, Skyler, Aiden. And then Swift, a good name for a running back.
Yeah, really good name.
So, all right. So, let's see what you got for I talked to you about how we like to pick the top 3 teams in the league for our power rankings. I know you got Detroit as number 1. So, let's hear what you got.
Well, I'll take away Detroit from number 1 just because we need to take the light off of them a little bit. But once they start turning up later in the year, we'll see them at 1. But right now, I got Bills at 1, Eagles at 2, and Chiefs at 3. I think the Bills are still the best team in the league. They're not undefeated like the Eagles, but I mean that only means so much this early in the year. But I think Josh Allen is pretty much the clear-cut MVP leader right now, in my opinion. And I think aside from Mahomes, he's pretty much distanced himself from the rest. And they've got a pretty good rushing attack now too, which isn't necessarily something we've seen in the years past. And then at 2, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is of course playing at a high level and a pretty good rushing attack as well, and an extremely elite secondary. And then at 3, I've got the Chiefs, and I think Mahomes has really proven that it wasn't all just Tyreek Hill, and that really Travis Kelce was that and still is an integral piece of this offense, who I think is the best tight end in the league.
He's good.
And aside from that late game interception Mahomes threw, they've played pretty dang well every game.
Yeah.
Could you imagine now if the Bills get Christian McCaffrey? I guess you can't, huh? Nobody said a word to that. I kind of thought that would inspire something, but
so he's going to get to play three more games and then get hurt.
Yeah, a healthy Christian McCaffrey, and that's one of the greatest offenses of all time. But
so you see this though with teams. You see it. Cowboys have been good with it. Like you got a guy, he gets injured. Cowboys are infamous for it. They get injured. They're injured. You talked about a couple weeks ago with Dak. The Eagles, they get somebody. They don't get injured so much. and I don't know how the Bills are, but come on, there's not a whole lot of injury that's happened over in the Eagles that have kept people out. All right, Jonathan's already thought one up. Go ahead. One.
No. I was thinking you were going to say the Eagles were getting Christian McCaffrey. But...
No.
Oh, I thought that's where you were trying to go with
No,
this.
I'm talking about injuries.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
You've got a guy like T.O. who, never injured with them.
Yeah.
You've got you got a lot of players that seem to have gotten injured other places.
Carson Wentz.
Go over to Philadelphia. Yeah, well, whatever. Never mind. Skip that part. I'm going to edit this part out. So there.
Hey, so last year I heard on a podcast today that last year at this time, what are we, week 6?
Yep.
You know who the number one team in the NFC was, and the number one team in the AFC?
No.
It was not the Rams, and it was not the Bengals. It was the Buffalo Bills, were the number one team in the AFC, and the Arizona Cardinals. Because they started off hot. They were like 5-0 or 5-1, whatever. Yep. Yeah. And everybody was like, these are the two teams going to the Super Bowl. So week 6 means nothing.
Well, it's also funny that the 4 teams in the championship games last year, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all of them are 500 or under.
That's because they made a deal with the devil. So, Craig, do you want to tell us what your on this podcast what your power rankings were?
Sure. My power rankings were actually identical to his. The Bills, the Eagles, and Kansas City. He's a smart kid.
Yeah. Mine were the Bills, Kansas City, and the New York Giants.
The Giants at 3. Wow.
I'm not putting the Eagles in no matter what happens.
That's fair.
That's conviction.
The Eagles could be 11-0, and every other team in the league
doesn't matter.
Would be like 8-6.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Or 8-3, I guess, at that point. Jonathan would still not put. Every other team could be 3-8, and he still wouldn't have the Eagles in the power rankings.
It's because deep down, he's really an Eagles fan. He's just trying to suppress it.
I don't know that one's true.
I almost became an Eagles fan one time.
Really?
Yeah, for just like a one time because we needed them to win for the Cowboys to go to the playoffs, but I still couldn't do it. I still couldn't root for them. So.
Wow. So you hate the Eagles more than you love their team?
I do.
That's fair. That's fair.
And the Broncos. I probably hate the Broncos more than I like the Cowboys as well.
Why the Broncos?
Grew up in Colorado. So I think that might be good. We need to take note of that, Craig. We need to have, like, at some point in the off season, like, our sports hate needs to come out. Like, who do we hate? Who do we sports hate? Could be people, could be cheerleaders, could be teams, doesn't matter.
It could be commentators, because every single week, Jonathan hates a new commentator, or the guy that does the commentator's hair.
Yeah, oh man, that dude's, and I don't think it's a guy. I think it was a girl that did it.
Greg Olson.
But it was terrible.
Right.
Because she forgot his makeup too. So, are we going to do out of power rankings?
Yeah, we're doing that now. Yeah. You literally didn't even finish the sentence before you went to, are we going to do? Yes, we are. Are you? Now, I know I sent this over to you. Out of power rankings is a team that's doing really well and then kind of ran out of gas and kind of stumbling out. So, give you an idea, out of power rankings for me this week, I talked about I had 2 teams. I was looking, you can't choose 2, but I talked about San Francisco 49ers and I talked about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both of them kind of like went flat. To me, Tampa Bay kind of, I don't see them going anywhere at this point. I think they're stopped. I think that Tom Brady's got way too much on his mind. I just don't think it's gonna change. So that was my out of power team for this week. Jonathan, we'll go with you next.
Detroit Lions.
Third. What's that?
The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions.
They had gas.
They had gas. They were. It's just like the city. They were doing so well, and then.
You know why? Everyone started drinking the Kool-Aid, and they got the water for the Kool-Aid out of Flint, and therefore everything just went south.
What does the Kool-Aid monster say when he breaks through the wall? What does he say? The Kool-Aid cool man?
He goes, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, yeah, that. Yeah. No, I actually, unfortunately, Craig and I picked the same team, and we both picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
that leaves it up to you, Jack. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could say the Cowboys, and it would hold true. Um,
Oh, wow.
but yeah, I'm saying the Dolphins though, and it's been a little bit more over a stretch than just a game. But I mean, we saw a really hot start, and one of them going 3-0 and being one of the best teams in the league, and one of the best offenses, especially through the air. And just with Tua's injury, just
they're out of power.
terrible. Yeah, totally.
You picked the team
And
that Jonathan used to hate, and now he loves.
Oh, yeah, but they beat Buffalo. There's Buffalo's one loss.
Is Tua gonna play again? Anybody know?
Yeah, Tua's playing this week.
yeah,
That might be they might be getting some new energy.
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see if he can get them back and going again.
Yeah. And then our last topic we usually go through is seeing stars. It is something that is plausible, but it may not be probable.
Or possible, but may not be plausible.
There you go. I said probable.
No, I don't know which one it is.
No, I said
never
probable.
remember.
You're right. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. May not be plausible. So, Jonathan, why don't you start us out with yours? He's
So I am going to take the exact opposite opinion of Jack about Dak. Jack on Dak. That's the name of this episode. Jack on Dak.
I'll put it on there. That'll be it.
I think Dak is going to have more touchdowns this game than Cooper Rush has had all season. That's my shooting star. Passing, rushing combined.
Wait.
More touchdowns in this game than Cooper Rush has had the entire year.
All right.
And not to put too much pressure on you, Jack, but if we all three get this right, our decision here, we are going to come up to New Hampshire, and you're not old enough to drink, so you'll get to watch Craig and I. We're gonna go to that Hennecook Brewery or whatever it's called that's right over there, and we're gonna drink a couple brews, and then we'll shake your hand. So that'll be if all three of us get
It's a big reward for you.
Right. Yeah.
Big,
Pressure's on. I'm feeling it now.
So for mine, my seeing stars, I have a 5-4-3-2-1 scenario. I say the Cowboys get 5 sacks, 4 touchdowns, 3 field goals, 2 interceptions, and 1 TD returned by special teams, either a punt return or a kick return.
Is that 1 TD return included in your 4 touchdowns, or is it separate?
It could be one of them. It's one of them.
Okay.
It's 5. Otherwise, that would be 5 touchdowns.
That's 37 points.
Yeah, I'm off by 2 on my prediction, but you know what?
Maybe they missed a couple extra points.
This is seeing stars. This isn't. This is possible, not probable.
Okay.
Plausible, not plausible. All right, so you're up. We've been waiting on this one.
Well, I guess I'm not going to be seeing you guys up in New Hampshire because there's no way you guys get that many sacks. But we'll see.
You're gonna be counting them. You're gonna start sweating partway through.
I know. I've got 4 rushing touchdowns between DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams.
Wow.
I think you guys can have the 85 Bears defense, and it's not going to stop those 2 this week.
Huh.
They've gotten those for the end zone, and they're going to show it this week. So
Yeah, it'd be part of the problem with having the 85 Bears defense, though, would be I think 3 or 4 of them are dead, and like Mike Singletary,
He's
like
coaching, isn't he?
they would do a better job than this Cowboys defense, though. That's how
Wow.
bad you guys are going to be this week.
Wow. So Jonathan does call us, what is it, the donut or the Krispy Kreme defense, where we're soft in the middle?
Yeah, I think
Boston
those
Cream.
are Boston Cream.
Yeah.
Boston Cream. We have the Boston Cream defense because we are gooey in the middle. I wish we were gooey. We're not gooey. We're just soft. Like if we were gooey, we'd have some like gigantic dude that just kind of globs up the whole middle, but we don't. Like it's just super soft in the middle. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. All right, so all those three things come in. We go up there. You watch us drink beer, and then we shake your hand. Do we see Jordan while we're up there, or no?
Depends.
All right.
And
He's there.
if all of them hit, Dr. Almanzar, yeah, give me an A on that midterm.
Oh, it's
Yes.
definitely an A. Yes.
Yeah,
he will.
Also, he's got to give you credit for the speech you gave about Dak and Cooper Rush.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe he can have some influence over some of your other professors as well.
I know. I think
Yeah,
I think that would work out if I continue the things I've been doing. So
yeah. Cool.
Jonathan, do you have anything else?
Nope. I wish we could watch the game with you, but you probably don't. So I'm excited about it. And yeah, maybe we'll see you in New Hampshire, but I doubt it.
Jack, anything else?
no, I mean, thank you guys for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Good to talk some sports. So, well, good luck this week.
Absolutely.
You too.
So very good. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day.